6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. News read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has expressed his resolve to further strengthen the economy in the next financial year. The Pakistan Railways and the Allied Bank Limited have signed a memorandum of understanding for introducing modern point-of-sale system at 348 railway stations across the country. The Central Ruwat-e-Hilal Committee meets in Quetta today for sighting the crescent of Muharram al-Haram 1447 Hijri. At the United Nations, Pakistan has underscored the importance of collective action in addressing complex global challenges. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, India is systematically using widespread torture as a state policy to crush the legitimate struggle of Kashmiris for freedom. 60 more Palestinians were martyred in the Israeli attacks on Gaza today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has expressed his resolve to further strengthen the economy during the next financial year. Chairing the Federal Cabinet meeting in Islamabad today, he thanked President Asif Ali Zardari, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and the coalition partners and political leadership, including the Federal Cabinet members, for extending the support in finalizing the budget. The Prime Minister also lauded the entire economic team, particularly the Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb and the Chairman Federal Board of Revenue, for their hard work and dedication in preparing the federal budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026. Turning to the situation in the Middle East, Shehbaz Sharif welcomed the ceasefire between Israel and Iran. The Prime Minister also hailed and acknowledged the important role played by various countries, including Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, in ensuring the ceasefire. The Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Dr. Tariq Fazal Chaudhry, and members of the National Assembly, Raja Khurram, Shehzad Nawaz and Anjum Akil, called on the Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif in Islamabad today to discuss the progress over the ongoing development projects in the federal capital, as well as matters related to their relevant constituencies. They congratulated the Prime Minister on presenting a people-friendly budget for the next financial year. Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Climate Change, Shazra Mansab, also called on the Prime Minister and congratulated him on a budget that reflects the aspirations of the people. The meeting also discussed precautionary measures and other arrangements made at the national level in view of the monsoon rains. The Pakistan Railways and the Allied Bank Limited today signed a memorandum of understanding for introducing a modern point-of-sale system at 348 railway stations across the country. Under the agreement, the point-of-sale system will modernize ticketing, streamline payment processes, and enhance financial transparency of the Pakistan Railways through automation. Speaking on the occasion, the Minister for Railways, Hanif Abbasi, said the initiative is part of the Prime Minister's vision of a digital Pakistan and will ensure complete digital transformation of the Pakistan Railways. He said the project will be completed within 60 days. Hanif Abbasi said under the project, the passengers will now be able to purchase tickets and avail of other railway services through credit and debit cards. The Central Ruwat-e-Hilal Committee meets in Quetta today for the sighting the crescent of Muharram al-Haram 1447 Hijri. The chairman of the committee, Maulana Abdul Khabir Azad, will preside over the meeting. Meetings of the zonal and district Ruwat-e-Hilal committees will also be held simultaneously at their respective headquarters. Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmed, called on the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres in New York in his capacity as the incoming President of the United Nations Security Council for the month of July. During the meeting, the permanent representative briefed the Secretary General on the proposed program of work for the Council in the month of July. Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmed collective action in addressing complex global challenges and reiterated Pakistan's support for the Secretary General's efforts to advance multilateralism and preventive diplomacy. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. The International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking is being observed today. The day is observed on the 26th of June every year to strengthen action and cooperation in achieving a world free of drug abuse. This global observance aims to raise awareness of the major problem that illicit drugs represent to the society. Pakistan remains gravely concerned at the widespread and systematic use of torture as an instrument of oppression in situations of foreign occupation. This was stated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement on the occasion of the International Day in support of victims of torture being observed today. The statement said Pakistan stands in solidarity with the victims of torture worldwide and reaffirms its continued commitment to eradicating torture and upholding human dignity. It said the people of the occupied Palestinian territory and the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir continue to be subjected to the worst forms of torture and other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment by occupying powers to suppress their inalienable right to self-determination. At the United Nations Security Council, Pakistan has highlighted the plight of children, especially in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and Palestine. In a statement during the United Nations Security Council open debate on children and armed conflict, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmed, said children living under foreign occupation are particularly vulnerable to human rights abuses and violence. Pakistan has called out India for its abysmal record of grave violations against children in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Exercising her right of reply at the United Nations Security Council in response to the comments of the Indian delegate, the Second Secretary at the Pakistan mission, Rabia Ijaz, said the tragedy of Kashmiri children growing up amid terror, trauma, and repression is well known, a reality India cannot obscure with its patently false narratives. India is systematically using widespread torture as a state policy to crush the legitimate struggle of Kashmiris for freedom in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. It was mentioned in a report released by the Kashmir Media Service on the International Day in support of victims of torture today. The report said that over 96,000 killings, including 7,392 custodial deaths and fake encounters, occurred since 1989. In its first Global Torture Index 2025, the World Organization Against Torture ranked India as a high-risk country for torture and ill treatment. The report cites rampant custodial deaths, forced confessions, and legal impunity, especially targeting marginalized communities. In Geneva, Kashmiri delegation held a protest outside the United Nations demanding an end to India's brutal practices in occupied Kashmir. 60 more Palestinians were martyred and several others injured by the Israeli forces since dawn in Gaza today. The death toll in Gaza has now risen to over 56,000 since the beginning of the Israeli onslaught in the year 2023. And now squash. Pakistan clinched the silver medal in the second Asian Doubles Squash Championship 2025 in Sarawak, Malaysia today. In the final match, India beat Pakistan by 2-1. The final score was 11-9, 5-11, 5-11. And finally, the weather report. Widespread rain, wind, thundershowers with isolated heavy falls is expected in Kashmir, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad and upper central Punjab during the next 12 hours. Rain, thundershowers associated with gusty winds are likely in South Punjab, Sindh and northeast South Balochistan. Isolated heavy falls may also occur during the period. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.